This week on the Steam Machine podcast.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood. A neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I've always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So, let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please, will you be my neighbor? Neighbors are people who are close to us, and friends are people who are close to our hearts. I like to think of you as my neighbor and my friend in our little friendly neighborhood.
Gordon O'Brien, Sloppy Toppy!
Cue the music. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Steam Machine podcast. My name is Dalton, and joining me in this Spooktober episode is one half of the Destructo Bros.
Hello, it is Willie. I'm here to chat video games with you. I couldn't think of anything funny to say, so I just made it awkward.
I'm here to fuck your blood.
Yeah, something like that.
And then also joining us is the one, the only, your one-stop shop for everything you need handheld related on YouTube.
Brains.
Now, when I fucked that necromancer, I told her I wanted you to have full cognitive ability when she resurrected you. I am going to get some of my penis back.
Willie has no brains. Tasty arms, though.
Tasty yarms, because he's a pirate.
Yarms, we lost the plot already, matey. So this week we covered Sea of Thieves.
Willie arms. Best smoked. Meat fall off bone.
I just want to say.
I broke Dalton.
If you can.
I broke him again.
I just farted, and not only did the green square appear on Discord, but there's a waveform for it in Audacity, and I'm leaving it in. Oh, how are you boys this week? Willie, you're wearing a yellow shirt. How are you doing?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I've had a couple days where I felt kind of like not doing too much, but had a lot going on aside from that. I mean, it's only been a week since we last communed, so obviously there's a little less going on than usual, but I have a few things I can discuss if you're interested in stuff.
Regale us, my good sir.
Yeah, sure, why not? So I think I mentioned the other day that one of the things I've been doing is trying to get more time spent away from the computer, outdoors, outside of the house, with like notepads and all that, taking a lot of notes, paying attention to what's going on. And one of the things I've been doing as part of that is playing more like card games and stuff. So even if I am kind of preoccupied with a game, you know, I found that it's kind of, I can kind of meditatively play like a playing card solitaire type game. And so one of the things I was looking into was basically, there was a solitaire game I talked about a while back on the show called Scoundrel, which was kind of like set up kind of like a roguelike, like it had that kind of plot conceit to it, where it was like a roguelike game that was also a solitaire card game. And so I wanted to look for games that were similar to that, where it's like high concept games, where it's not just like put the red 8 on the black 9 or whatever. And I found basically, this was made by a guy during quarantine. It called Isaludo. That's Isaludo. That's like a pack of 10 free card games that you can play with a standard deck. Some games with, some games without jokers. And I've been playing a couple of those games when I'm just kind of trying to not sit on the computer and, you know, think and like write stuff down and just kind of chill. And a lot of them have been pretty neat. Like, I'm especially fond of one really, really simplistic but pretty fun game called The Sandwich Guy. Where the idea is that you basically shuffle the cards, you deal yourself 8 cards, and the idea is that you're like a sandwich chef trying to make sandwiches.
Beautiful.
And the sandwich is 3 cards that are the same distance from each other. So like a 3, 6, and a 9, or a 3, 5, and a 7, or a 3, 4, and a 5. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How it's like the steps are the same. And it wraps around the top 2, so it can be like queen, ace, 3. Each of those are 2 apart.
Okay.
But the way the game is kind of scored is you have 8 cards in your hand to start off. Every time you make a 3-card sandwich, if all 3 cards are the same suit, you can draw 4 cards. If all 3 cards are the same color but not suit, you can draw 3. And if they're different colors, if you had to make a busted one, you can only take 2 cards. And so that limits your options. And you can only have up to 8 cards in your hand at a time. So if you make a all suits one, but you already have 8 cards, then you can only draw back up to 8.
Okay.
So it's pretty straightforward and simple, but it's kind of surprising that you get a lot of fun decision making in it, and a little time just spent kind of doing the math in your head, like, okay, so queen plus 5 is, or 7 plus 5 is queen plus 5 is 4. What the heck?
You know, I used to
Actually, it wouldn't be 4, but it would be 3, I think. Wait, 1 queen plus king, ace, 3. Sorry.
When I was younger, I would walk into my mom's room, and she would always be playing card games. Like, it was usually solitaire that she was just playing, but with an actual
Yeah, my grandpa
deck.
played Contact Solitaire all the time, and that kind of felt like that's kind of inspired me lately.
Yeah, I haven't seen her do that in probably 10 years, but
Like, I just tell he always found it kind of meditative, doing things like that and crossword puzzles and all of that.
unfortunately now I feel like if she tried to do it like sitting on her bed like she used to, Lily would try to just like lay on the cards. She'd be like, pet me instead.
Yeah.
So that's what's up, dude. Card games are pretty cool. I'm not a huge, like, I don't know a ton of different games, but the couple of card games that I do know how to play, I do enjoy playing them.
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of a thing in like school too, is like there were a couple of games that I don't think are considered traditionally popular card games that like were just popular at my school, and so people would play those instead of like spades or whatever. So you had like I don't know what it's actually formally called, but like at my school we called it Egyptian Rat Screw. And that was a game that like pretty much all the kids know how to play. And now I don't remember how to play it anymore, so I couldn't tell you what it is.
I think we did War.
Well, I never liked War because you didn't really have any interactivity. It's like you deal the cards, and then it's a sorting algorithm rather than a game, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, that was one of the games that we played. That, and I always liked Go Fish. But
Go Fish and Crazy Eights are good for when you're a little bored, but not war bored.
yeah, I always liked, though, when they were like legit Go Fish cards, not a playing
Yes,
deck.
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like Uno. The game is a little bit more magical because it has the special deck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. God, Uno's great.
Because, I mean, Go Fish without the special deck is Crazy Eights. And it's still a fine game, don't get me wrong.
Uno's
but
one of my favorites.
yeah.
Oh, man, if we ever do a Steam Machine meetup,
Uno
we're
just
talk
gets
about which
people
play
going.
Uno.
I'd be
absolutely.
totally down.
See who gets into a fist fight over a pick 4.
Because the thing about Uno is, like, you can fight over Uno, but you actually kind of mean it. Whereas, like, any fist fight that comes from Monopoly is because that game is bullshit.
That game is utter bullshit. Like, I don't know how to sugarcoat that. Like, how you're gonna play, like, for 3-4 hours and not get anywhere, or get sniped on a boardwalk because you didn't land on it? Ugh. No thank you.
Well, if people didn't play the game with house rules, like, if everyone played the game rules as written, including auctions when you don't buy property, the game wouldn't take 4 hours, but everyone wants to put all the fines on free parking, and then it takes forever to get any money out of the ecosystem.
Yeah.
It just ends up just no fun. Whoever's winning just strangles the game for longer.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have a similar feeling about Smash Brothers with objects, where people think like, oh, we put items on, everyone will have a chance. It's like, no, if you put items on, whoever controls the field controls the items. They're just going to have an even bigger advantage.
See, I
God
don't
damn
know.
right there.
I've always been an advocate of items and stage hazards because it adds to the randomness of it, at least to me.
I don't mind stage hazards. It's items that I think just they don't live up to what you want. I feel like they want to add randomness, but they're controllable enough that like it's the same kind of randomness as time of possession in soccer. Like maybe the ball will bounce around a little random, but if you get 70% of the ball time, you're probably going to get close to 70% of the score.
Yeah, but I also feel that if you're playing without items, you're basically just playing a watered-down version of the game, and that's not what the developer intended. Sakurai intended this to be a party game, not a fighting game, and it became a professional fighting game way quicker than he intended.
Yeah, but there's clearly a lot of, overtures towards the more competitive scene made in Ultimate compared to, say, Brawl, which was pretty hostile towards competitive play.
That's true, and Brawl was one of my favorites.
Brawl was kind of neat.
I loved story mode in Brawl.
I like Subspace Emissary.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Emissary
Subspace was good.
Literally the best story mode in a Smash Brothers game to date, and then they took it away.
I liked World of Light too, but I mean, everyone knew it wasn't quite Subspace.
Yeah, it was okay, but Subspace just cutscenes and levels. Like, I'm sorry, like, right at the beginning, just, you start as Pit, and you're just going through a Kid Icarus level, and there's oh god, that game was, like, peak single player.
Anytime I hear about those games, I'm like, man, I have a couple of those style of games in my library that I need to check out, like Brawl Out.
I would definitely be happy to check out some of those games with you at some point. I'm sure Nate would too.
I've just always really liked, I think Brawl Out's the one that has the big frog on the cover.
Isn't Nate big into Brawlhalla?
So was Willie.
Yeah, we both were for a while. We kind of fell off recently. Not necessarily because of the monetization practices, but they have got a little worse. But it's more along the lines of we just kind of got fatigued.
Gotcha. Yeah, I could see that.
Brawl Out has a 4-armed frog and a lucha mask.
Okay, yes, I do. I know who you're talking about. I think we have played that one briefly.
Also, it's got the Guacamelee guy in it. It's got
That's
Ukulele in it. It's got the guy from Dead Cells in it. It's got Hyper Light Drifter in it.
Yes, me and Nate have that game. We have played it a couple times. It was pretty fun, actually.
It looks so much like Smash Bros. Like just with other like indie characters in it instead.
Yeah, no, that one was pretty cool, actually. Yeah, I'll check that out again with you sometime.
Oh my goodness, there's a monkey with an afro. Okay, no, continue.
Let's see. Aside from that kind of stuff, I've been messing with my computer some again. I know that sounds stupid, but like, you sent me all those things for the computer a while back, and that included two 16 gigabyte RAM sticks, and I could only ever get the computer to start up with one of them working at a time. I fixed that, so now I have both of the 16s in, so I have 32 gigs of RAM instead of 24 going for me now, so that's kind of nice.
Hell yeah.
Feels good. I haven't really made much use of it. I only got that finished like yesterday, and then the moment I got it plugged in, I'm like, oh yeah, baseball playoffs are on, and my team was the quickest team to get eliminated. So I was so excited for the Reds to make it to October, and Red October lasted until October the 1st.
Now, you're talking about the Cincinnati Reds and not the Red Sox, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the Cincinnati Reds.
Just checking.
Yeah, no, the Red Sox are still kicking as of time of broadcast. They're playing the Yankees in a Game 3 tonight.
Okay.
But so yeah, I got that working. I got the video card secured better to where I can actually not worry as much about the computer knocking it loose. Like I checked all the wires too, and I'm not getting that flickering I was on my back monitor, and it's not making it to where I can't use my Wi-Fi card, which was the other problem I had when I tried to install it the first time. Like, I think the real thing I really needed to do was just check that all the connections were really, really taut and secure. Because even after I did that, it stopped recognizing the internal hard drive. But then I just wiggled all the wires for that, made sure they were all plugged in real nice and tight. And then that knocked out the power switch wire, so I had to fix those. And after that, we got it pretty much taken care of. So the last thing left to do is to apply the CPU upgrade you sent me. So that is the next step and something I'm doing over the next 2 days, just whenever I decide feeling ready for it.
Remember to watch a video about putting the thermal paste on correctly.
Right. I bought the thermal paste before the thing ever showed up, so I know the thermal paste is around.
Okay.
I also need to find it. But yeah, I need to find the video again. I mean, if I remember right, it was a very simple thing. It was like just place like a cross shape X around it or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much in X, and then you can do like little dots in the space if you want. Like, yeah.
But, and then I was talking to Dane because while I was having trouble getting the hardware working again, you kind of pinged him, and he's kind of the tech guy. And I'm pretty sure he was happy to hear, oh, no, everything's working. And then 3 minutes later, I'm like, I got a BSOD. And it turned out that was just a driver being freaky because Chrome had crashed when I shut it down last. And,
I'm sorry, what? You said Dane is the tech guy around here?
Yeah, me.
I am taking that as an affront, good sir.
I mean, for the fucking, like, PC Linux type of environment, he definitely is. I would trust you to handle, like, my, handheld hardware and stuff like that, obviously, but...
You know I'm just ball busting, right?
I didn't know you had any balls to bust.
Whoa!
No, your balls. My balls have shriveled long ago.
We're just raisin poking.
But yeah, to be fair...
a couple of prunes.
Yeah. Dane is the, Linux dude. Although I'm catching up to him a little bit. Because I'm
glad to hear it.
Got to teach him how to play Diablo on Linux.
Oh, that's fun. Nice.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Man. I actually, the thing that threw this whole thing into confusion in the first place was I wanted to update my dual boot on Linux because I'm planning to move off of Windows into Linux when Windows 10 goes end of life. And so I moved my partitions around on the computer. I shrunk my Windows partition down after I deleted a bunch of files off of it to set up for the last couple installs of games for the program. And then I'm like, okay, I have 50 more gigs for the Linux partition. I'm going to move it backwards. And it turns out moving a partition backwards causes problems in boot. And I didn't know yet how to repair a bootloader, and I found out kind of afterward. So I just basically reinstalled the Linux partition again because I wasn't really using it for that much anyway. So got a new fresh Linux cinnamon mint install.
Ooh, cinnamon.
And we'll be playing with that. I like cinnamon. It seems kind of nice.
Cinnamon and mint.
Tasty combination, isn't it?
Mm.
Speaking of flavors, are either of you fans of oh, god damn it. They were talking to me about it today. Kombucha? Is that how you say?
I have had flavored kombucha that I thought was pretty good, and I've had homemade kombucha that I thought was pretty good. I don't know if I would say I'm a fan of kombucha. I mean, I like the idea of it. It's a healthy fermented beverage that's good for your microbiome and shit. Kind of hippie-ish, but in a good way, if that makes any sense.
Fair enough. What about you, Mikhailov?
Say that again? I'm sorry.
Kombucha? I think is how you say it. Have you ever had that?
No. Is it spontaneous?
No, it's a
spontaneous
it's a drink.
kombucha?
Oh my god! Get the hook. Showtime for the Apollo hook for this guy.
It's not spontaneous kombucha, but
Boo.
you kombucha your mouth on my balls, Capitan.
Kombucha these nuts.
Kombucha your mouth on my balls. No, I don't know. Anything fermented, I'm very iffy about. I got to I tasted. Wait,
you don't
kimchi.
like sauerkraut and kimchi? Oh, you don't like? Okay.
I fucking love sauerkraut, but I'm not a huge fan of kimchi.
That's kind of weird. I'm kind of the other way around. I love kimchi and sauerkraut. I need to be in the right mood for.
Dog, you give me a hot dog with some sauerkraut and mustard on it, I'm gonna fuck it up.
Yeah. I get that.
Well,
chili dogs with mustard and bacon. That's my favorite.
I do love a coney.
I tried that. That sounds quite good. Actually, today I had chili dogs with cheese and mustard. That was pretty good.
You take a chili dog, cheese, mustard, little chopped onion.
Chopped onions is good. I just didn't have that around.
Yeah. But oh yeah, Coney's, man. I've never been to Coney Island, but I love their hot dogs.
Yeah, I even I feel like the Cincinnati style chili is way better as a Coney topping than it is as a chili.
Yeah.
You eat them Skyline chili on spaghetti and stuff, and you're like, I don't know why they call this chili. You eat the Skyline chili on a coney, you're like, oh no, that's a chili dog, baby. Yeah. Especially because they put entirely too much cheddar on top of those things.
Yeah, if it's not a mountain of cheese, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, exactly, and that is definitely the style that the Cincinnati style coney has.
How do you put cheese on your dog? Do you just drop it on top, or do you slice down the middle and you put the cheese in there?
No, we're talking about just sprinkle that shredded cheddar on top, man.
On top of the chili. They're going to be chili.
Yeah, on top
and then
of the
you
chili.
put the cheese on top of the chili.
You put the chili in, and the mustard is kind of like a glue,
Now,
and then the cheese goes on top.
I will say I have done this because Mikhailov. I will cook I'll smoke a hot dog or boil it or whatever, and then I'll take it and I don't do this when I smoke them, but when I boil them, I split them in the middle, butterfly them, and fry them in a pan, right? So they sear,
Okay.
and then they're real hot in the middle, and I'll lay it in the bun, a little bit of cheese, chili, more cheese, then chopped onion. Actually, I usually try to do chopped onion under the cheese because the cheese will just melt over it and keep it in place.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Man, this makes me want a hot dog real bad, boys. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get another one after we're done talking.
So what else?
Let's see. And while I've been messing with the computer, I know that I was bothering Dane with my NeoVim install because I couldn't figure out how to get the indentations fixed for a certain programming language. But I didn't want to tell him what it was because it's like one of those languages that people have opinions about, and I just decided to learn it. Whoa, hello, why did my Siri just go off?
Because she's got opinions about it.
God, what the heck? Anyway, it's called Haskell, and it's like a functional programming language. And I just wanted to learn what functional programming was all about because people are really weirdly into it lately. Like, people are like, oh, if you learn functional programming, you'll never make a mistake again. You know, you'll always write the cleanest, bestest code. And it's like, that has to be, like, cap. But until I investigate it myself, how can I make a declaration, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
And I did enjoy the title of the book that I found to learn the language, which was, hold on, let me find the exact title. Learn You a Haskell for Great Good. Like, I don't know why I would learn you a Haskell. Like, that made me really happy. And yeah, it's even by quirky, available for free programming manuals I've seen before, standards. This one has some pretty quirky text to it.
Coding sounds like a real Haskell.
Hey.
A pain in my Haskell.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not up to doing anything useful with it yet, and the one problem I do have with the book is it kind of doesn't assign you little homework problems along the way, whereas I kind of would like it to be like, hey, now you try building something that does this. Like, I think that would be kind of helpful, so I might need to find, like, a more formal textbook and work alongside that. But I do feel like it does a good job of explaining the concepts, and the basic concepts and even the structure of the language is very foreign if you're used to imperative or object-oriented based programming like I am.
Yeah, I wish I knew more about programming. I learned enough to do Nate Sucks.
Yeah, but Nate Sucks is important. You got to learn that.
I did
Nate
know a little bit of HTML5 back in the GeoCities days. Enough to make my own little, like, weird, crappy website on a Google group that was doing Pokemon roleplay.
See, that was so cool, though, is people being able to do their little fancy MySpace pages using CSS and their funky little GeoCities and Angel Fire pages. Like, the internet used to have much more personality when people had their own home turf.
I completely agree. And I did used to do that on MySpace.
Like, even if you were just downloading someone else's CSS sheets and making tiny little tweaks to it, that's still, like, custom. It still makes your own.
I had a whole big book, like this thick, that was all about HTML5. I went to Barnes & Noble and bought it, like, on release. Like, I knew this book was coming out. I bought it on release, and I read it front to back, and I started with the basics, like P and... I don't remember the rest of like href. Like, it was href. Yeah. It was. I used to just say href. And that would be like links and fonts and all that kind of stuff. P would just be to go down to the next line. Yeah, no,
new paragraph.
That's about as and emmed. When you wanted to put images in, it was emmed. And you couldn't just like link to the image file. You had to like link to the address of the image file, and the address was like the upload. This is the craziest stuff, HTML5. I still can't really remember some of it.
It's fun. You kind of make me almost want to consider getting back into web design. Maybe people need like a cheap website for their restaurants or something like that, and they want someone that isn't AI to do it.
Yeah, but even web design is so simplistic nowadays. It's all drag and drop and WYSIWYG and...
Yeah, but I think that there's a market for people that want something kind of custom that isn't just basically someone slapping a new thing on their words onto an old template.
A few years ago, the English supervisor for my district actually hired me after hours to do the curriculum website. I knew you were going to have a comment. I just didn't hear it. To build a curriculum website, and I spent like 90 hours, like Star Trek Next Generation on one monitor, website on the other, just hammering away. And it was all WYSIWYG. It was all drag and drop. It was all headers and things like that, and it wasn't terribly hard to do. It was all on Google Sites.
But genuinely, I don't think it's that hard. Like with CSS, if you like, especially if you use some like, I can't remember what they're called, but the things that like give you kind of fuck's sake. Now I'm blanking on the phrase for it, but it's like one of those kind of backbone templates that let you define things in like columns and just give it's been a minute since I've done front end anything. I'm sorry.
I love it. I love it because
we all just.
I was waiting for one of you guys to say something, and then neither of you.
I just muted my mic because I was
continuous.
No, I was just muting my mic because I was cringing.
Oh, all I heard was "I'm sorry," like you were gonna like reword or rephrase what you were gonna say, and then it was just silence.
No. I just said I'm sorry because I couldn't think of whatever it was. Like I lost the vocabulary word; it just disappeared from my brain.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
You're nicer than me. I'd have been like, yeah, fuck it, doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, I have anxiety.
To be fair, I also like zoned out really quick and started staring at my Taco Bell cup, which is empty.
Mm.
So, what else you been up to, my good buddy, or do we want to move on?
I had one other thing, but I'll come back to it in a minute.
Okay. Then how are you doing, Mikhailov?
I mean, not nearly as active as Willie's been, but I've
been chilling.
I mean, busy is more like it, but it's been like non-video game, real life, boring stuff. I did go down a little bit of a video game rabbit hole the other night where I picked up this handheld. I think I've shown this to you before. This is the Cube XX.
Yeah.
And it's got like a square screen. It's got a 720 by 720 screen.
Yeah, it's very square.
It's very square. But it's the perfect aspect ratio for Pico 8.
Oh,
so
okay.
I just booted up Splore on this the other day, and
when you said it had a completely square aspect ratio, I was going to say Pico 8's natively 128 by 128, so it would look real damn good.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I booted up
that screen looks really nice. Dude, Pico looks beautiful and colorful on it.
There's a ton of games on Splore.
Just if you go to the featured page and just go down and look at stuff, there's so many great games.
Soundtracks are freaking banger on this thing.
Yeah, they've done something to the emulated sound chip thing and an update that like allowed like more bending and effects and stuff. And now they sound like legit 8-bit games instead of just kind of like beep beep boops.
They do, and just the music is catchy on a lot of these games, especially the shmups. Like I played this one called Witches of the Moon, which is basically a shmup, but you're a witch on a broom. And there's another one that I can't remember the name of. There's a freaking demake of Terraria on here that's actually functional. I did build a house in it. That was my challenge. I wanted to see if I could build a house with 2 buttons and a D-pad, and somehow it managed to work. There's a lot of really fun demakes for Pico 8. I liked Low Knight, which is a very Hollow Knight inspired game. The one that I found I spent the most time on was a bullet hell called Birds with Guns. Oh, that sounds awesome. I haven't played that either. And you're on a train, and it's basically Enter the Gungeon. But you're a bird. Sweet. But you're a bird. Hell yeah, dude, that sounds awesome. Yeah. That sounds like everything I wanted to hear. It's a bullet hell. And there's even like a spin-off of it called Mario with Pipes. Enter the Pigeon is really good.
Sorry, Mick.
Oh no, that's fine. There's a spin-off called Mario with Pipes, and it's basically the exact same game, but it has all the Mario characters in it.
That's awesome too.
And it replaces all the bad guys with Goombas and stuff, and it's still the exact same gameplay. So, that's really probably the most exciting thing that's been going on with me is just I'm on a bit of a Pico 8 journey, and I'm enjoying it.
So you said those games were called Witches of the Moon.
Hold on, Lena, Witch of the Moon, Birds with Guns.
Birds with Guns.
There's another shmup that I just completely forgot about. Oh, there's a Defender demake here, though. Oh, and Terra is the Terraria demake.
Oh, Terra, okay.
Yeah, it's just called Terra. There's also Pico Valley, which is a Stardew Valley demake.
Okay. No. Put that down too.
I know little to nothing about the Pico 8, but I have heard Willie talk about it before.
I mean, you can play it on your computer. You could definitely play it on the handheld that I sent you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think I have a lot of Pico 8 games, if not all of them on there, because they're so small.
Yeah.
You may be able to just, if you have, you might have to do something to configure it to play it, but once you can get to the BBS called Explore, you can download, all the games that people have publicly uploaded, which is, all of them, including, the original Celeste, for instance.
Yes.
The one that's the built-in game in the commercial game.
Yeah.
If you remember when you get to that one screen and you get to that retro version of Celeste, that's that was originally a Pico 8 game. That's the original prototype. And
okay.
There's a bunch
that was that was the game that got Pico 8 noticed.
Yeah, you got to be careful though, because there's only one original. The rest are hacks and
there's
forks.
a million hacks of Celeste on there. Yeah, there is an actual Celeste 2. It's called Celeste Classic 2.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
It's pretty good. It uses a grappling hook gimmick instead of a dash jump gimmick, but it is by Maddie Thorson, and it's pretty awesome.
There's a demake of Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, nice.
Called Shredder's Prevenge.
That's pretty good.
Shredder's. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, no, I thought it too.
Yeah.
If we were Game Grumps, we would have said it.
Did it involve the word minge?
No, it didn't. It just involved the word pre.
Oh, Shredder's. I got you.
Yeah, there it is. He got there.
Shredder's prenatal injection.
There are times where I really wish you didn't truncate silence just to show how awkward what you just said.
Yeah, there are some 11-second pauses in this show where we just have to regroup.
It's hilarious to me.
That was one of those times.
When I truncate silence.
That one was only 3 or 4 seconds. It just felt that long in your head.
God, it was
There are times when I truncate silence this show and it loses 20 minutes. And I'm
I believe it. I mean,
because there are a lot of times I lean on it on purpose when you ask a question during a question segment. I'm like, let me think about it. And I don't want to say, let me think about it. So I just sit there and I'm trying to make it obvious on my face that I'm using my fucking brain meats.
Your brain meats. This demake is actually kind of fun.
Which one?
The Turtles one?
Oh, the Turtles one, yeah.
Right. So while Mikhailov was playing that, I'll go ahead and just talk about what I've been up to. So
it looks nice.
Started my new job. That does look pretty sweet. Started my new job, and today, one of the guys I work with, Matt, the word slaughter came up, right? And I was like, oh man, that makes me think of Sergeant Slaughter. And Matt goes, yeah, you got to put your chin out, and then you just got to spit a whole lot when you talk.
Yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah, exactly. And he goes, oh, you're a wrestling fan? I was like, oh, I fucking love wrestling. He goes, dude, I fucking love wrestling. So we started talking about wrestling, and then he tells me, yeah, I'm getting off at 2 today, and then I'm swinging by Spirit Halloween so I can get my cloud sword for Halloween this year.
Hell yeah.
And he looks
Spirit
at me and
Halloween
goes,
sells cloud swords?
Apparently. I don't know the 100%.
Like Buster swords?
Apparently so. So because I said, oh, that's what's up. And he looks at me and he goes, do you know what I mean by that? And I went, I hope you mean Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. And he just holds up his forearm, and he's got the Buster Sword tattooed on his forearm.
Oh
shit,
man,
that's
after
sick.
my own heart.
And I was like, oh. And I said, I'm not going to lie to you, dude. I've always been an apologist, and I love 8. And he goes, man, fuck that battle system, but it's a good game. He goes, 7 and 10 are way better.
Still haven't played 10.
I get that. Dude, I really do think you'd like 10. I think we've mentioned this several times on the show, but it's a really fun setting. Not always fun. A lot of the setting is horrifying, actually, but the vibes of the setting are really fun.
We are going to do that for the show sometime next year.
That's awesome. I love it.
You've never played 10. That's one of my favorite. That's my second favorite Final Fantasy.
Wow.
So we gotta do it, dude. I fucking love Titus. I don't care what people say about his stupid little laugh. He's doing the laugh ironically, but everybody just takes it and uses it ironically / unironically, and is the hate. If that makes any sense at all.
That was a terribly worded sentence, but I do know what you meant.
Other than that, did some ribs the other night. They came out really, really good.
You said they were a little dry.
They were dry. But they tasted good.
Okay, that's all that matters.
Well, that's what matters, yeah.
What else? I know I've been dabbling around with a couple of different games. Let me go to my home screen and see.
I seen you started on Idling to Rule the Gods.
I've been checking out Idling to Rule the Gods. It's been a decent little romp. I don't put too much attention to it yet. I just let it do its thing and then check on it like once. I
feel like it's like even when you play it very actively, it's not one of those games you have to do much more than check in every hour or so.
Yeah. I decided I wanted to play a Lego game in little free times, which will be easier to do after Spooktober. But so I played a little bit of the original Lego Batman, and then I've played a little bit of Marvel Superheroes 2. And let me tell you, can you fucking tell the 10 years or so difference between those two games?
Oh, yeah. Play Skywalker Saga, and yeah, you're gonna see like an age difference between that and the original trilogy as well.
Yeah, see, I own the original ones, and then I own one of the collections, but I don't have the newest Star Wars collection that has like every Star Wars movie in it.
Yeah. That's the Skywalker collection.
Yeah, that's the one I don't have. But I do want to get it. I enjoy the Lego games for what they are.
They're
really just lighthearted collectathons. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, speaking of which, I don't want to interrupt you, but I got to hold up a couple more things.
Lord knows I interrupt you all the time, by all means.
So, this came in early, and I haven't had time to build it yet.
Oh, lovely.
I am jealous. That thing is sweet.
That looks really cool.
I need to find time to build it. For audio listeners, and there's only audio listeners, I'm holding up the Lego Game Boy box. Sealed. Because I haven't touched it.
Man,
and I found this at Walmart the other day and really felt the need to buy it. This
Bro,
is
what the fuck?
Oh, the Planet Express!
That's so cool.
The Planet Express ship from Futurama. So I'm actually, when I build this, I'm putting that up behind me for my videos.
I was going to say, that and that Game Boy, once you build them, you ought to take some glue and run it in the creases so it never comes apart.
Right? Yeah, no, the Game Boy I want to put up next to the real one.
Yeah, that would look nice.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea. I like that.
All right. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
The only other thing that I played that I thought about bringing up, because Skate is Skate, and let me make sure. Let me double check that I'm telling the truth here. I played a little bit of Hades, but everybody already knows about Hades. But there is this game that I think I've sent the link to.
You showed me the graphics of it, and I was like, "Huh, that looks neat."
I've sent this link a couple times to the group chat. The game is called Mega Bonk.
Yes. You're not the only person I know playing this right now, but I can't remember who else is.
So I heard about it on Dropped Frames, and they said it was like Vampire Survivors. And I immediately was like, Vampire Survivors was cool, but I didn't love it like everyone else did. Mega Bonk is like that, but it's third-person perspective, and very much looks like RuneScape, like not old RuneScape, but like that first update to RuneScape where they had the early 3D characters running around. It looks so nostalgic for a time era to me that it's hard as shit. It's fun. It's hard. I suck at it, but I also sucked at Vampire Survivors. So, but yeah, dude, and it's not expensive. I think it's like $8, $9.99, not on sale. So it's $10. And yeah, dude. What was the screenshot I sent? You did. maybe him skill issue. That was the death screen, right? And it's just, man, something about it. And there's a global leaderboard that hasn't been fucked up by cheaters yet.
That's cool.
Huh.
So I am, let me click on this to make it bigger because that's a big number that I have to read out. I am number 691,410th in the world. Yeah. The person at number 1's name is Dilf Mastroyer.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, and number 4 is Ass Crack Bandit. So, people real creative with their names.
Oh, I tried Ultra Kill for the first time recently. That game was really cool.
Is that one of the first-person shooters? It's like...
Yeah, it's one of the ones by the New Blood, by the same people. Not the same developer, but by the same publisher as Dusk and Medieval.
Okay, it's very fast-paced, isn't it? Isn't Ultra Kill?
Yes, it's very fast-paced. It's got like a style system, kind of like Devil May Cry.
Okay, yeah, I do know the game you're talking about.
Yeah. I only got to Limbo. I just kind of played through it really quick to see whether I would like it. And the answer is yes.
You know those moments where you... sorry, you know what? Go ahead, because you're about to lose that thought.
No, go ahead, because I'm pulling up something so I can remember the name.
Oh, no, it's just... I keep...
It's 100% reason to
forgetting about things that I want to talk about, and then they randomly pop up in my brain after one of you two are talking. I picked up Trails in the Sky for the Switch 2, the remake.
Oh, yes.
And I started Trails in the Sky the Third.
Yes, I've seen that as well.
So, but please, how's the remake?
It's so much more approachable. Like, everything is 3D. We'll start with that. The battle system is a combination of the classic turn-based battle system and the action battle system from Ys. So you see enemies on the map, you can just attack them with Estelle's staff or Joshua's sword, depending on who you're controlling. And you can dodge and roll out of the way and all that. And then there's a button that's called Enter Tactical Mode. I think it's mapped to the Y button. And then you hit that and it seamlessly changes to the turn-based.
Huh.
So then you can use your orbments and everything else. And it's wow. If every Trails game was like that, I would play all of them.
I think Cold Steel might still be just turn-based, but they transfer into 3D when they hit the Cold Steel games. And from there on, they're all in 3D.
This is they must have made this gameplay system just for this game, and it'll probably carry on into the remake of Second Chapter, but it is just so much more approachable than the original was to me.
You want to hear the wild thing about that series?
What's that?
We have Trails in the Sky, first, second chapter, and the third, so 3 games. The Crossbell games, so we got Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure.
Right.
That makes 5. And then we have Cold Steel 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Correct.
And they consider those 9 games the first half of the story arc that they're telling in that game series.
Correct.
So what are they up to now? Trails into Reverie or something like that?
No, Trails into Reverie, I think, is the most recent translated one. I think there might be one other one that's either out or coming out soon in Japan.
Holy hell, dude.
But yes, they have, and they're in their new arc, and they've got they're 2 or 3 games deep into it. What I'm saying is we got a lot of fucking Trails to play. That's some good shit, brother.
Yeah. Some people are trailblazers. Some of us prefer to take the trails nice and slow. And as long as we all hit that old dusty trail, it's a good time.
Ignoring Willie's puns, there's something about actually having Estelle voice acted. Some of the things that she says at the beginning of Trails' first chapter, it adds to the humor.
Now, I believe Dalton played the game with a mod that let him use the Japanese DS version voice acting. Vita, that's right. I had the right idea that it was a handheld, but I forgot that the Vita existed.
A lot of people did. That's why it didn't sell well.
Unlike the Yakuza series, I'm playing it in English.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I already can't imagine playing Yakuza in English, man.
No,
I'm sorry.
It's bad.
I'm not trying to be that kind of dude, but
no, I tried for a few minutes. I couldn't do it. I will say,
I played some of the little bit that I have played of Yakuza 7. Like a Dragon, I did play the beginning of that in English, and it wasn't so bad because I didn't have the connection that I have to it now, whereas when I play it now, I'll probably play it in Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. I had to switch back, especially when I listened to the dubbed versions of Judgment, Shinpan, and 24 Hour Cinderella.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Could not do it. Could not do
Also,
it.
sorry about that, fellas. There was a bunch of desks shifting around noises because I dropped something under the desk and just forgot to mute it. I suck.
It happens, dog. So I have started a new anime, and it is called The Testament of Sister New Devil. And it is pretty freaking funny. But this is not an anime that like I would in good conscience recommend to Mikhailov because he's married. And his wife could walk in, and there's just a girl with her titties out, and that could raise questions, you know?
My wife wouldn't care. More my kid.
Well, that too. But I've really been enjoying the show so far. It's fucking stupid, and it's hilarious.
I'm pretty sure my wife would have the same reaction that your mom did. And that's not a your mom joke. That's actually a reference to a story you told.
Yeah. I remember when mine looked like that. Too funny. But yeah, so I recommend it. It's on the website that I use. It's got 8.9 out of 10 star ratings. So it's entertaining for sure. There's just a lot of, well, you know, it's an 18 and up anime. It's one of those.
A lot of
gratuitous, have the sex humor type thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen any hoo-haws or anything like that, but I've seen butts and boobs.
That's probably all you are gonna see, given that it's an anime.
And that's fine. That's fine with
that's a cultural thing. They like to keep the hoo-has hidden.
Yeah, and blurred. Yeah. we all know the Blur.
Yeah.
They did that one song.
Woohoo! The song is called Song 2, and they're not called The Blur. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, they're just Blur. And then that guy was like, you know what? I would
rather be animes. I would rather be cartoons.
So I'm going to be the Gorillas.
They're not called the Gorillas either. They're just called Gorillas.
I have a question.
Damn it.
I don't want to say it too loud because I don't want the whole internet to hear me.
Damn it isn't Blur. Damn it's Blink 182.
No, not that. Whenever I see the Blur, the women's skin tone is very light, but the Blur is always black.
You have so many things to learn.
It took me a second, but now I get what you're. I pick up what you're putting down. Yeah.
We'll ask your mom when you get older.
But
I said we'll ask your mom.
As a group, we'll go to her. But no, it's been a good show. Basically, it starts off. The dude's dad's like, "Hey, we're adopting these two girls because I'm dating their mom." Yada yada yada. Turns out that's not real. They're both demons. One's a succubus. One is basically the daughter of the king demon, and they're going to take over the house. But turns out that the kid and his dad who lives at the house are like these super demon fighting warrior guys. But there's a whole bunch of shenanigans that happen where they're actually still living together, and he's now protecting them, and yada yada yada. There's a lot to it, but it's fun. It's been funny, so I've been enjoying that a lot. But other than that, I've been playing the game of the week, and our game of the week, boys, was My Friendly Neighborhood, and we have our obligatory Wikipedia bullshit. My Friendly Neighborhood is a 2023 indie survival horror video game developed by brothers John and Evan Szymanski and published by Dread XP. Inspired by the children's shows Sesame Street and The Muppets, the game follows a repairman who is sent to disable the signal at an abandoned television studio where the puppets from the canceled show have come to life and become hostile. Now, since I usually ask you guys this on your picks, I'll go ahead and do mine. The reason I picked this is because in the year of 2023, it might have even been 2022 at this point, we got together as a group on Discord and we were all watching one of the showcases. Don't remember which one it was, but it was like either Summer Games Fest or a direct, a state of play, something, right?
Don't remember what it was, but it was something like that, yeah.
And they showed this game, and all of us in that was like, what the fuck is this? This looks like Resident Evil with Muppets. That is fucking awesome. And then it came out and I didn't really think about it. And then one day I'm just scrolling through Steam and there it was. And I was like, oh shit, that came out like a year after it came out. And so I was like, oh, what better time to actually, fire this up and play it than spooky season.
Especially we go weekly in spooky season, and this game isn't a huge time commitment. So, like, it turns out to be really, really good timing.
Absolutely, man. And I guess I'll give my little first impressions, then I'll ask you guys about it. I fired this up and was immediately just charmed by it. I don't know why. Like, even just like the little music and things that was playing on the menu. And then I go in to the game itself and I go pulling up to the thing. And it was the moment at the desk where I'm looking around and I didn't know really what to do, but I looked at the bell and it said hit the bell. So I hit the bell and the thing pops out and a fucking sock puppet comes out and starts talking to me. And I was like,
pops out of just like a pneumatic tube that's coming out of the wall.
Yeah, and I'm like
you would see it a
sock
bank.
Puppet. I think you just called it a pop socket.
Yes. Did you say pop socket?
I could have sworn he said pop socket.
Dude, I learned how to do a pop socket 540 the other day. Man, my knees still hurt.
I thought a pop socket was the thing that went on the back of your phone.
Pop sock and drop it?
Oh shit, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I was making a pop shove it joke.
I could have sworn I heard pop socket, but it's also late, so I guess we'll find out when I listen back.
That sounds like a bunch of poppy sock to me.
So yeah, it was that moment, and then going through the first door and seeing the first puppet, and then him coming at me and being like, I love you, and then he just grabs me and chucks me. And I was like, all right, I'm in. Let's see what this is about. So, Mikhailov, what about you? What was your first impressions going into this? Because I know you're the one who's not a huge fan of spooky games. So
yeah, I have thoughts. Not all of them are for first impressions, but I have thoughts.
Well, let's go with first impression ones.
Yeah. So for some reason, I thought you were going to either be one of the puppets or turn into a puppet. I thought based on all of the screenshots and things that I saw that at some point I was going to be a puppet.
This is not my friendly neighborhood. 'Tis our family neighborhood, comrade. Damn, I couldn't say any of those words right. I think I said family neighborhood.
What just happened there?
I tried to do Russian accent to do Soviet Russian joke, and it did not go well.
Check your pulse. Are you having a TIA? He's actually checking his pulse. I think I just actually made him nervous.
I don't have one.
Oh, that tracks.
That's right. I died 5 Halloween seasons ago.
That's right. That tracks. So yeah, I don't know. I was surprised that I wasn't a puppet. I didn't realize I was going through this game as a person. And I didn't know that until I saw Gordon's hands for the first time. And they were human hands. They were hairy human hands. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll become a puppet later. Maybe something will happen with the sock puppet. Spoiler alert, no. You play the game as a human in a world of puppets. But the only other first impression is that the Ricky the sock puppet just sounded very familiar to me. I know I had heard his voice before. Didn't realize until after I beat the game that was actually the YouTuber Arlo, who's a puppet game reviewer that looks an awful lot like Grover. And
he does.
That's actually the puppet Arlo playing the voice of the sock puppet. So you have a human playing a puppet playing a puppet.
That's pretty cool. That's very meta.
It is very meta.
So complex and cool.
And they don't credit Arlo's human, like the person who operates the puppet and voices it. They credit Arlo the puppet in the credits, which I thought was really cool.
Just chef's kiss.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like in A New Nightmare, Robert Englund playing Robert Englund, who played Freddy Krueger and then becomes Freddy Krueger later in the movie.
What about in Cannonball Run? It's Roger Moore playing James Bond.
That's cool, yeah.
I get you.
Yeah.
There's a few of those, too. There was, shit. Didn't Nicolas Cage have one where he played Nicolas Cage as a character?
He plays Nicolas Cage in every movie.
Yes, but there was one where it was very explicit.
God, I want to watch that that movie that you guys watched on
Willy's Wonderland.
I want to watch that just to see Nicolas Cage.
So good. That was a great movie, dude.
Isn't Nicolas Cage like a complete silent protagonist in that film?
Yes.
Doesn't say
That's such an interesting idea.
So he's basically the player character
from FNAF.
From FNAF, yeah. So that's all I got. Everything else I really want to talk about, I think I want to talk about when we get to the game proper. I just will say that the initial setting definitely has a vibe to it. Getting out of the truck, walking in the lobby parking lot area, going into that hotel for the first time, ringing the bell, talking to Ricky until he's like, "Wait, you're here to do what?" Like, no, you can't do that. And that's where you kind of get that vibe where like, okay, things are going to try to stop you.
Yeah, that was well, you can't go up there. Why would you want to go up there for? Yeah.
And did anybody try to go on the elevator first?
I tried to hit the thing and it just went.
Yeah.
And then shut
it gooped open.
Yeah, with the glue on it, the glue. Yeah, because I don't know. I don't know why I thought that was where I need to go first, but that was the first thing I did.
Because it was brightly colored.
Yeah. But like you get a clue where to go because Ricky literally throws up the key to get to stage 4. Like he lets you in.
Yeah. And then when you first leave that building and you see run away, it's like, oh, is it? So Willie, what about you, man? What was your first impressions?
Well, I do think you guys left out one important thing about the intro of the game, which is it actually shows kind of an FMV scene where you get to witness the hijack of My Friendly Neighborhood coming alive again.
Oh,
yes. Right, yeah. The TV.
Like, it starts off showing like someone flipping through channels. There's like a talk show interview and a couple other programs. And then all of a sudden, this broadcast starts taking over the news show. And then that's when you become your character, Gordon.
That's right. I forgot about that. Not going to lie.
I thought that was pretty neat because I always thought broadcast intrusions were neat. Like, just an interesting concept, like
Max Headroom.
Captain Midnight, the Max Headroom incident, things like that. Yeah. I think we've talked about those on Halloween episodes before.
It's very clear that this game takes place in the past because...
They do give you a year estimate too, right?
No, they give you
They
give you an actual year, 1983.
Right. 83, okay.
Yeah, 1983, but...
Well, it's clear that the 70s were the recent past.
But Gordon's car is not an 1983 truck, and even if that is the time period, it's a fictional 1983. So the technology is not what you would expect for 1983. It's older, and there's a reason for that because in this world something occurred, which I'm not going to spoil because we're still in first impressions. But you could tell that there is a technological stall, let's say.
It feels kind of like there's almost this kind of thing going on in like a BioShocky or Batman the Animated Series sense, where there's kind of like an intentional sense of anachronism, where like art styles from a little bit before and art styles from a little bit after are melded with earlier technology and futurism of the time at the same time.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. BioShock as well.
It's funny you mentioned BioShock.
I think I said BioShock.
Did you?
Yeah, that was one of the two things I said.
Well, God, speaking of BioShock, when I talked to Adam about this earlier, he said that's what this game reminded him of, was BioShock.
Huh, that's cool.
And this game reminded me of, surprisingly, Luigi's Mansion.
That will be a fun one to get around to when we get into deeper game coverage, for sure. But, so, another of the things that really jumped out to me is a lot of these games that do the, overture to an innocent world before you get into it type things spend way too much long pretending to be like clean on the surface or whatever. Whereas in this game, literally the second puppet you run into is hostile.
Yeah.
Ready to kick your ass.
I very much appreciated that. If you did not bring a weapon to deal with, God, he seemed like the main character almost.
Ricky, yep.
Not Ricky.
Ricky's the puppet. What was his name?
Like, I wanted to say Morgan. It's not Morgan. It's like a two-syllable name.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, me too.
It's going to hit one of us while we're talking. But I know exactly what you're talking about. So that's the one in the box art.
I'll just Google it. I can do that.
Yeah, I'm scanning
this is a good
the
program.
wiki, but I don't see it.
Norman is who I wanted. Yeah, because I think Norman is like sitting there in the first room, blocking off one of the doors you could possibly go through.
Well,
once you get to stage 4,
more than one.
He's like banging on the door.
There's more than one Norman puppet. Like there's.
Well, you learn that later on.
Oh.
Because that's also something I wondered early on when I saw like multiple of some character. I'm like, okay, one of the things you can do if you defeat a monster is tie them down with electrical tape. And if you do that monster is... I thought it was supposed to be gaffer tape, but it might be duct tape.
It looked like duct tape.
Either way.
Yeah,
it's described as duct tape. But either way, yeah, you could permanently tape them shut.
Yeah, and then whenever you return to that room, that monster would always... They would be active, but they would also be taped down and completely useless. They would just continue doing their dialogue because they had a lot of like fun little dialogues.
Yeah, they talked a lot.
Yeah. Again, that's not first impressions, but what was the other thing I noticed? Really early on, I liked the parody posters I ran into. Like there was a wall was like, "The Puppets Storm Chicago, Puppet Winter Song." And I'm like, okay, these are direct parodies of Muppet movies. So we can tell in this universe that, My Friendly Neighborhood is supposed to be in the Muppets and Sesame Street world, where it's kind of like a bit of both of them. They have like the theatrical presence of the Muppets, but also the educational TV show presence of Sesame Street.
There is a character in this game that reminded me very much of Big Bird.
There was a Big Bird. Yeah. That is damn sure.
Yeah. Well, that character, did you look at the feet?
No, I didn't.
It's Big Bird's feet. Just different color.
Oh, that's cool.
Striped feet.
I didn't notice that. That's really neat. Because I did figure that character was intended to be a joke on Big Bird.
Oh, yeah,
but
very much so. Very much so.
We will get to that.
Yeah.
The other thing I noticed is really early on, I was not fond of the way the save system worked because... the game throws a very Resident Evil style of item scarcity at you early on, and I completely believed in it, so I wasn't wasting my tokens to save or to heal, and I ended up losing a ton of progress in the first hour of the game like twice, and being so frustrated that I kind of almost didn't get back to it. In fact, I didn't get back to it until today. Because I also struggled with the installation because... the package I had downloaded had corruption in it, and it took me a while to vet out what was wrong with it, and so I didn't even get started until like 2 days ago.
Yeah, never be afraid to save.
Yeah, it turns out you get a lot more everything than you think you're going to. Like, I was expecting... I got taught a bad lesson by Resident Evil Remake, and I just assumed any save tape I would... Well, we didn't do save tape in the one we played, but I knew that was a thing in... old Resident Evils, and then I assumed my ammo was super limited when we did get ranged abilities, so I just kind of really punished myself by going toe-to-toe with the melee wrench you get very early on in the game, and then finding it had a very frustratingly ambiguous range compared to the attack range.
So, I actually had to go into settings at one point, because I was having an awful hard time with the ranged weaponry. And apparently Is
there like a crosshair option?
There's a crosshair option that's turned off by default.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I turned the reticle on, and it made the game much more approachable for me.
Yeah, your character holds weapons really off-center, but the actual firing point seems to be dead center of the screen.
Well, see,
and I was kind of pointing it where it would logically hit.
I was looking down the sight of the weapon. And that's not... how it works in this game. In fact, you can't even press a button to have the sight be in front of you. It's always off to the side.
There's no iron sights button, no.
Yeah. So that threw me off at first.
We should talk about what the weapons are, though.
I was just going to say, can we talk about the weapons? Because those were cool.
I have one more thing about settings, and then we can get into that. Yes. When I also went into settings and turned off head bobbing.
You're smart.
I don't know why that has become a thing. I guess it's for immersion purposes. But fuck if it doesn't make me dizzy, just somebody's head just... Boop, 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 boop,
is this supposed to emulate breathing?
No, it's supposed to emulate when you're walking and you go...
kind of bobbing as you're walking.
Oh, okay.
And I don't like that. I just don't. I don't know why, but I don't. But yeah, the weapons are
It
really...
depends on the game and how subtle it is, because I don't mind the head bombing in like original Doom, but I do mind it in a lot of first-person games, especially like horror games. It feels like they overdo it in horror games to make you intentionally vertigoed, and like that is not the part of horror I find fun is vertigo.
Yeah, I'm there with you. So yeah, feel free. Let's bring up some weapons, boys.
So the first weapon you get is called the typewriter. Please tell us about the typewriter.
Stenographer.
It is the stenographer. Shit. You're so right. The stenographer.
Le pistol.
So I liked this because it's literally a pistol that instead of putting in ammo, you put in Rolodex.
Mm-hmm.
And that Rolodex is called a magazine. And when you put
That's such a good pun, too. I love that pun.
When you put it in, you know that you see letters written on the Rolodex cards. Well, you shoot the gun, and it shoots out a metal version of that letter, and that basically, like, you hit the puppets with enough of them, and it knocks them out. There's no actual death or dying in this game. You don't shoot puppets dead. You just wang them in the head, and they end up being KO'd while you're in the room.
Right, that's important.
Yeah.
When you return to that room, if you don't tape them, unless I feel like there are a couple of roaming ones that don't always show up in the same room, or at least they change over time. But usually if you clear a room and tape everyone, you won't see anyone again.
Yeah. Which you can't do because there are more puppets than there is tape in the game.
Tape is very limited, but it's often usually found in secrets too, or not quite necessarily secrets, but like optional things to investigate.
I did find that the tape, I used the tape more later on in the game, so that when I did actually have to go back to earlier parts of the game, I found myself like in combat more often. But at least by then I felt more confident in the combat to the point where I still took them out quicker. But definitely, like, if you are interested in playing this game, like, definitely save the tape for the areas that you're going to constantly be going back to. Like in the office, I made sure to tape as many puppets as possible in the office lobby because there was a safe room in there, and I knew I was going to be visiting that safe room often while I was going through that part of the game, so I didn't want to run into any issues, and I just taped as many puppets as I could there. Down in another level, which I don't know how far into spoiler territory we're going into, but there's a level with a bit that's just a giant round room. Mm-hmm. And that room is an access way to several other rooms in that section of the game. And so I found that I had to tape enemies there. And then the only other place I really kind of tried to use my tape were like really, really narrow corridors. Because I knew that like I was always going to have to shoot a puppet there if I didn't do that. And I think there was like a Liliana in a specific back hallway that was just like completely impassable. Right, exactly. And if a puppet knocks you down, you lose sense of direction like you wouldn't believe. When you get back up, like you don't know if you're going the right way or not.
Did either of you ever accidentally hit the button that spins you 180 degrees?
No. What?
So I think it's B.
Oh yeah, it's B. I've done it before. Yeah.
I would just accidentally hit that sometimes, and it just spins you 180 degrees so you can look behind you. And I would be like, it would just disorient the fuck out of me.
Yeah. So back to weapons. There's 2 more? 3 more. There's a wrench.
The wrench is the first weapon you get, and it basically is the crummy melee weapon I was talking about.
It's the second weapon
you can bonk You got the stenographer before you got the wrench?
Somehow, yes, he did. I don't know how.
I also managed to pass Stormvale Castle in Elden Ring. Some of us are crazy on the show.
That's fair. That is very fair.
My sequence broke a little bit, but not much.
I mean, I didn't know this was a sequence breakable game. Now I'm kind of excited to see what the speed tech looks like.
So yeah, there's the novelist.
The shotgun.
Which is the shotgun, yes.
That was my favorite weapon.
It just basically... It blasts 13 letters of the alphabet at the same time through a shell.
And then there's the punctuation. Which is basically your grenades.
Yeah.
And it's all letter-based. Like the shells you
Yes,
shoot
all
are
these-
giant letters. When you throw the punctuation, it explodes into an alphabet soup. I'd say
It's really charming.
The
And
punctuation.
the way the letters pop out of everything, I feel, is really charming, too. Like, it is satisfying in a strange way. Because it's not like violent particles like blood spray and arterial gore you would expect from these kind of games, but it still feels good to see, like, the letter D bounce off of a dude's skull.
Yeah. And I like the little cling clang.
That, and you eventually will get to something called the index. And the index will let you put a stenographer magazine in it, and it comes out as a punctuation. So you can actually, like, if you have more pistol magazines than you do grenades, you can actually, like, get more grenades in the late game.
That's nice.
Yeah. And
so based on the fact that I just gave that away, I believe the boys can tell you how far we got into the game before we continue.
I beat it.
I beat it with the secret ending.
I believe that I got to the beginning of what probably could be called Act 3 out of either 3 or 4.
I would say there's 4, maybe 5. But yeah, so this game is very Resident Evil coded, being that I've...
Yes, extremely. Even the inventory layout system is straight out of Resi.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, with the doors that are locked behind specific keys that you have to find, the ability to use the keys for all the doors and then drop it and get rid of it. You don't need it anymore. The way it kind of played, the way that some of the puppets seem to take more damage than others. Like there's just, even though it would be this, it would be a Norman. It was just, you were in a later part of the game. So that Norman had more health or whatever.
Yeah, but even then it felt like typically a Norman would be stronger than a June bug. And like the guy with the like taxi driver uniform seemed like he was like the hardiest.
Yeah, very Resident Evil. Very, very Resident Evil. It was like a weird mishmash of Resident Evil and BioShock with puppets.
That sounds insane because it sounds like what you're talking about shouldn't work. And spoilers, by the fact that we haven't really shit-talked this game in many ways, you can probably tell we're coming in pretty high on this one.
I was surprised by how much I liked this game, considering Resident Evil.
I was surprised by how much...
Continue.
I was just going to say, I was surprised by how much I liked it after I almost washed out of it. Because after I lost a bunch of progress the first 2 times, I was just like, fine, I'm just going to use my equipment, I'm going to use my save tokens, and then I realized, oh, this game actually does replenish ammo and tokens at a fair rate, so you don't have to just spendthrift them and lose 30 minutes of progress.
Yeah.
And after that, I started having a good time with it.
Yeah, and I find like every safe room does have a couple of tokens in it. I did find that mechanic interesting, and it really made me think about like, okay, how much should I heal, or should I go back and heal? Which I did do a couple times. I did go back and heal because I'm like, you know what, I got plenty of tokens. I will just go ahead and heal and save. And then I got to the point where I'm like, okay, well, I only have a couple tokens left, so I need to ration my saving the game. Like, I play this game primarily on a handheld, so the thought of like being able to make progress and then lose that progress just because I can't make it back to a save room in time. Excuse me. Thankfully, there is a fairly generous autosave system that kind of works concurrently with the regular save system, because I found myself like turning the game off a couple times just because I had to like go do something else, and I would boot it back up and I would actually be further along than I thought I was going to have to, and I found myself not having to replay like whole sections. So it is a little bit more forgiving than we think it is.
Yeah, I did find myself reappearing at one point with an item that I'm like, oh, I thought I got that after I died, or after I saved it before I died. And I'm like, okay, maybe the game's a little kinder than I thought. But even then, I was really stressing over inventory management in the first act. And like that was really going to bring me down on it because the rest of the game was very pleasant, except for inventory management and melee combat. But once I got through that, I just really enjoyed exploring these sets, because the game takes place on the set of where My Friendly Neighborhood was filmed at first, and then you get into different biomes around the area, and it's really neat.
I really did like going into the stage 4 for the first time. and you just it's all open, and there's just like there's buildings, there's different shops, and there's like a classroom, and it's a wide open space. You even get like
when you hit Main Street in stage 4, yes, that's so cool.
And you get like even a hint of like the lighting is not all of it's on, so it projects this feeling of it being evening time, and it is evening time in the game. Like there are some very, very, very dark moments, like lighting wise.
But I also like that this game is not as dark as you would expect from the genre. Like, it doesn't lean into being dark all the time. It uses contrast in lighting in a really expert way, I think. Because when you first see the puppets, they're not supposed to scare you. They're just supposed to be like, this is who your next guy you're going to hang out with is, for the most part.
Yeah. But you are told, like, watch out for the bird, watch out for the janitor, like, things like that.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You do get the specific warnings about Pearl and Ray, the bird and the janitor, respectively.
Yeah, you don't get warnings about the other two.
You don't get warnings about the rat dogs. I don't know if they were supposed to be a major villain or not, because I didn't finish that area.
You don't get warnings about them. Except there's like a quick cutscene that plays where they're just like lurking about, and you're like, what is that?
They kind of hint at old Big Mouth because you see a statue of it.
Oh yeah.
You're right.
I forgot what it's called.
That character even has a name. It's like Goblet.
Yeah, that's right. You actually Gordon
like,
actually
even
says something when you look at the statue of it.
Something really corny too. He's like, I bet this looks like the kind of thing that would attack you the moment you turn around in a horror movie.
So, fun Easter egg.
But she is also the main character of the one scene that the script you get of in the TV studio is.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And it's clearly supposed to be like a Cookie Monster type joke where the character eating shit is just hilarious to the audience.
Oh yeah. I got Cookie Monster vibes from her.
I literally didn't pick up Cookie Monster until just like 5 seconds ago, so I feel smart for saying it.
Easter egg, the statues, if you throw a grenade in the mouth, it'll go inside, blow up, and the mouth will shut.
Wow. Okay. I didn't think to try that.
There was one other... near, I will say, the last... Mikhailov, what would you say, 20 minutes? The last 20 minutes of the game? Maybe 30?
I would say more 30. Like, where's your start point?
Everything is dark, and you have the flashlight on the end of you're walking with the flashlight.
That's about 20 minutes, yeah. That's about 20 minutes.
The last 20 minutes of this game. All. Like the little last part before you got to go like hit a button and then there's a boss that you fight. That's the final boss. That's how I expected this entire game to be, because that was horror down in that area. But everything leading up to it like made you, I don't know, if you were paying attention to the underlying story of the game, it made you feel really fucking bad for these puppets that you were dealing with. Because basically there's like a war that happened, and because the war happened, no one wanted to be friendly anymore. God damn, did this ring remind me of things going on in the world in 2023 and now. You know what I mean? Like, so there's a war that happened. No one wants to be friendly anymore, so my friendly neighborhood gets canceled because no one wants to be a friendly neighbor. They're all shut-ins, which kind of, there's a monologue at the end by Ricky. I'm curious. So Mikhailov, I'm going to guess that you and I made the same decision at the end to help, not hinder.
Correct.
Okay. Then we both get that monologue because that's before you end up in the final area when Ricky goes on the monologue about no one wanted to be a friendly neighbor anymore, and kind of gives you this whole explanation that's freaking heart-wrenching. Like, it's like, damn, man. Like, it makes you feel really bad for these puppets. It's really, really well told. Really, really well told. There are things at the end I want to talk about. So do we want to do a spoiler warning, spoiler alert?
We can.
Yeah, I mean, we can go back and talk about other things, but there's just a part that I want to talk about. Okay, so I know it's getting late too, so we can kind of power through some of this. So quick spoiler alert. When you get knocked off the tower and you go into that final area.
Yeah.
And Ricky's like, the button to turn on the elevator to go up is through their stage, and so the thing is that not all of the puppets stayed the way the ones that you see up there. Some of them found horror movies and TV that was just evil and bad, and they're down below in the stages down there. And oh my God, those puppets! There's a swarm. Do you remember? Okay, the scene in the movie room or wherever it is where you have the big swarm come at you for the first time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it's like that, but they all have Baraka teeth.
Yeah.
Nice.
I threw a grenade at him. I'm like, nope.
I mean, the theater room literally gives you the grenade for the first time, so that's also kind of. I figured it was telling you these guys are going to come back and they're going to be a problem. Here's a cool weapon.
Yeah. So.
Well, also the area and where they're chasing you is very, very narrow
and dark.
Yeah, it's literally just a road with like. Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of a different part.
So it's either you haven't gotten to this part yet. I
was thinking about the theater fight.
It's either fight or die for this particular area.
Yeah, and they eat a lot of bullets if you're just shooting with your pistol like I was, because I was out of shotgun ammo and I had no grenades.
Yeah, no, I specifically kept a few grenades on me just because I'm like, there's going to be another boss down the line. And thankfully, that one only ate up one. And then what came after just ate up the rest of my ammo.
Yeah. That's what I was like. That was what I thought this game was going to be. And I feel like it would have been a little more tropey had it been all of just that. You know what I mean? So I think that the way that they did it was really smart.
Because they bring out aggression early on in the game, but it's still these really cute puppets in the end. Like, they just seem to have lost their shit, you know?
And you get to find out the motivation behind them eventually, especially if you want to get the secret ending. If you want to get the secret ending, you have to help all of them.
Yeah, and see, helping the puppets wasn't even a mechanic at the time I finished playing the game, and I was about 3 hours into what a 5-hour game is. So
it's there. It's there. It's just never hinted.
I'm saying
it's never.
This game continues to. Yeah, this game continues to unravel and completely change the game very frequently.
Yeah,
totally.
Like, I love when you get into the hotel, which is like pretty much what I would call second act of the game, basically. And it's like all these little paintings on the wall, these parodies of like, how there's always parodies of like, Venus in her clamshell and, Magritte's painting with the guy with the green apple over his face and all that shit. And they did like funny parodies of all of those with the characters in the game. And I don't know, like that whole scene, like that whole hotel was like really cool. And that might be what reminded Adam of BioShock too, because it felt very upscale and classy and also foreboding at the same time. Like, I ain't supposed to be here.
I don't think Adam made it that far. Adam told me he played about 40 minutes of this game and then just bounced off of it.
Huh.
But I don't know.
It's just really weird because, like, for someone who's not into a game like this, I really enjoyed the hell out of this game.
I think it did a good job of, like, giving you this, like, combination of comic relief with, like, liminal space fears with, like, subverting the puppet trope in a way that's, like, not so obvious. Because, like, yes, they could have just came at you with, like, oh, this is Kermit, Bert, and Ernie, but they all have bloody eyes. And instead it's like, nah, here's fucking normal-looking Muppets, but, they're running at you for some reason. You gotta wrench them.
Yeah.
Do what you can to survive in this weird-ass world that doesn't explain itself.
I tried not to use the wrench, actually, because I hated how...
It's super bad.
I hated how...
It's not good. The range is not good.
That you were far enough away... You were, far enough away from melee range, but enough where you could back up a little bit and they wouldn't grab you.
Mm-hmm.
But the puppets would still grab you. And I don't know if that was a mechanical glitch or they're supposed to have longer arms because they're puppets. But they would always get too close, and even if it didn't seem like they were.
I feel like the range on melee was really squirrely, but I also think it might have been to discourage you from using melee because I think that the idea was supposed to be either blow them away and tape them or like hide and run past them.
Yeah.
Because I definitely spent a lot of time in Main Street just running past shit.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh man, have we even mentioned this game's first person? This game's first person. I don't know if we've mentioned that yet, but it is first person. Well, boys, I know it's getting late, so do we want to do, because we do have, I think, 2 questions that are pertinent to the game. So you want to give some ratings?
I'm ready for ratings.
Sure, why not?
All right. Because I don't want to fall asleep on you boys. It's been a long week.
It has been, and I'm starting to fade too. So yeah, I'm down.
So
yeah,
Willie, I know you haven't beaten it yet, but do you have a preliminary score that you're willing to give it?
I think I've got far enough in to know how I feel about it. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, unless something completely blows my mind or pisses me off about the ending, this game seems like a really just a solid 7.5. Highly recommend if you think you're interested in any of the themes. If you're looking for a baby's first survival horror for your kid, like, I think it could be that. If you're interested in a breezy first-person game with some resource management, it could be that. If you want to do some exploration on a vacated movie lot that is suddenly not so vacated, it's pretty goddamn good at that. It does a lot of things really well, and I think I don't really have many bad things to say about it, except it got off on a bad foot for me after the first 15 minutes, but before I played it for about an hour.
Okay. Fair enough, man. 7.5, that's a pretty good score. Mick, what about you?
So, I'm going with a straight up 8 out of 10. And the only reason it loses points is because not all of the gameplay mechanics seemed the most fleshed out. Like what I talked about with the wrench and the melee range. The fact that reticle is turned off by default. The bobbing head thing that you mentioned. There's just a few, like, I don't know, imperfections, I guess I'll call them, that keep the game from really being a perfect score. But man, like, if I didn't fall in love with this game, I was not honestly, I was expecting to drop off after like an hour or two. And I was expecting I was expecting to come in here being like, look, I played it for this long. It didn't gel with me. This is what I got out of it. No, I played the whole game through. I looked forward to playing the whole game through. I looked forward to seeing what was around the next corner and what was in this room and what was in that room, going back and unlocking doors and seeing what's in there, reading the lore and seeing the cutscenes. Like, this game got me.
The movement forward is so good, too. When you first looked at your map in the basement and you saw a room marked boat, were you not immediately like, oh, I gotta see what that is?
Absolutely. The fact that, like, you needed to find the maps, very Metroid-like. You didn't know where you were going otherwise, but there were always maps, and you would rip them off, and you go to look at the maps, and it's exactly what you ripped off the wall. There's, like, nothing there. And then there's even moments in the game where, like, certain areas get blocked off. You could still access them, but you have to access them from other ways. And you could see where Gordon drew on the map. He scratched out the area that you were initially able to access and put, like, an X mark through, like, where I said it was supposed to go. So, like, it's just, there's a lot of attention to detail. The setting was beautifully designed, beautifully rendered. You could still, at moments of the game, you could still see the outlying city. And you could kind of see, like, especially
high views from the hotel was really nice.
And there's another view later in the game that you're going to see that is pretty...
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
You get to see a good chunk of the city, and you could see that, like, the city is ominously empty for all the buildings that are there, and there's a reason for that. I'm not going to spoil that. You know, you get the sense of nighttime, like this is all happening in the course of like a few hours. It's just a beautifully put together package, and I would give it a perfect score if it weren't for like some of the gameplay mechanics. This was a great pick, Dalton.
Thank you, I appreciate that. This went over way better than my pick for Dane and Jeff. My God,
I heard about that.
But man, I think I agree with an 8 because I just had a good fucking time with it.
You agree with whom?
I agree with an 8. Didn't he give it an 8?
Oh, I thought you said I agree with Nate. I'm like, he isn't here.
I'm sorry. Probably the dip in my lip. I agree with an 8. because it is just, I had so much fun with it. And that, I believe the name of it was Stage 4. It was the city area, the puppet town.
Yeah, it was Main Street on Stage 4, yes.
One of my favorite areas in video games, period. Like, that was such a cool level to me for some reason. Like, that area, I like how it was interconnected. I like how the back and forth worked, but it was a lot of one ways too. Like there were doors that shut behind you. You couldn't go up. You had to jump down from some places. Like I feel like you had to explore it enough times that you got a feel for it as a real living place. Yeah. Yeah. And I loved finding the little boxes, which made me run back to the pizza place to turn the clock to the thing to go open it and get whatever was in there.
Did you also do all of those?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
I
never figured out what the glasses do, by the way.
Do you want to know?
Holy shit, neither did I.
Do you both want to know real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
You put them on the bird.
Oh, no shit.
The glasses go on the bird, and then the bird goes over to a mirror and looks at herself, and it calms her down, and Gordon pets the bird, and then the bird doesn't attack you anymore. That's one of the help the puppets
That's the
out.
help one I missed. Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
That's the one.
Okay.
So, Willie, you can go and do that now and not be like me.
That's crazy.
Really quick before you give your rating, Dalton.
Yep.
Oh shit. Never mind, because I don't want ending spoiled. Never mind. Continue. I'll ask you after.
Okay. I'm going to just say that while he annoyed me, I fucking loved Ray, the little dude in the sewer.
The janitor.
He annoyed the shit out of me when he would grab me and I wasn't paying attention and he would just grab me. But then I picked up on I could hear him before I could see him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, there you are, you chuckling bastard. Take a few shots, go away.
I never got surprised by Ray a single time, man.
I did once because it was just unusually dark in that specific area.
Okay. That makes sense.
The one last thing before I give my rating, this is something I forgot to ask earlier. Did we all get jump scared in the locker room?
Yes.
Okay, good. Man.
That was a good one, man, because I didn't like scream, but I went whoa out loud and like stood back.
Enough.
And like that room before that was really quiet and a lot of ominous stuff was going on in the area and you were just waiting for it. And I feel like that was one of the best like immediate releases of tension I've ever felt from a jump scare, you know?
Well, because it's not enough to just open a locker and see one of the puppets stuffed in a locker. Like then the vent,
which was already kind of like
it gave me a Half-Life moment.
It made me think of The Ring when, you know, maybe I'm a little over personalizing the Muppets or whatever, but it made me think of like the scene in The Ring where like the lady's head is like all turned around and she found her in the staircase.
Oh yeah. I know what scene you're talking. It made me think of Metal Gear. Because you can stuff bodies in lockers.
In the lockers, yeah.
But yeah, so you're checking that, and then you go check the other one, and you get like the little tape or the email or the ammo, whatever it was, and then you turn around to walk out, and one of the puppets just falls out of the fucking ceiling, bam, super loud, and yeah, dude, made me jump. It made me jump, and then I died and had to do it again, and it made me jump again.
Yeah.
I was, damn it, man. And then eventually I went in there, and he was alive, and I shot him and taped him up to punish him.
Single-digit jump scares in this game, but they're definitely there.
Oh yeah, there's like maybe 3 or 4 that I would consider quote unquote jump scares, and they're not terrible. You know what I mean? They're not gonna.
Careful when Dalton says that a jump scare isn't terrible.
I warned you about the jump scares before you played this game.
No, he's talking about Jurassic Park.
I know what he's talking about, but I want some credit. I warned you that there were a couple jump scares, and there were only a couple.
Yeah. No, the locker room one got me. Everything else after that I think was kind of expected.
The one jump scare that I don't think maybe didn't happen to you guys. It was in the Main Street Stage 4. I just walked out of one of the doors and Bird was right there.
Oh,
and it made me go, oh shit, oh god, oh okay. but no, okay.
I think that's just random. Something like that happened to me once.
But yes, I give this a solid 8 BioShocks out of 10 Resident Evil 7s. Now, boys, before we get into house cleaning and plugs and get on out of here, we got 2 questions from the lovely Adam from Spectre Approved.
All right.
Late question for everyone, but if you had to take a horror trope and turn it on its head, what would it be? Example given, Rock Band style game, but with horror characters as the avatars.
Wait, I think I'm completely misunderstanding the question.
So
I was
basically,
thinking,
like, you know how this game was Resident Evil, but with puppets? I think that's what he's saying. Like, come up with a game style that...
I thought he was asking to, like, completely reverse it. And I was thinking, like, imagine at the end of the horror movie, the monster's hand rises up, and then the good guy just comes back and stakes him again and kills him for good on camera.
You know, see, for me, it's actually something that exists, and that's taking a survival game, maybe not necessarily a survival horror, but taking a survival game that requires you to craft and build things to survive and making it Lego.
Nice.
Is that Builder's Journey?
I think that there's PixArk, and then there's, I'm pretty sure, one of the Lego modes in Fortnite is like a survival mode.
Oh, okay. Yeah, PixArk is literally Ark Survival Evolved with Minecraft graphics, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's another one of those examples of taking a genre and spinning it on its head.
Yeah. Oh, man. A horror trope that I think could be turned on its head. Well, dude, okay, hear me out. So you take 4 really cute high school girls and you throw them in a club. And then you, the player, join the club with them.
Dalton!
Okay. A horror trope.
How about a horror movie where people actually run out the back door instead of up the stairs?
Or turn the lights on.
That too.
Why is it always got to be so dark? I don't ever walk around the house when it's completely dark. There's at least a TV on.
And maybe not shower.
Yeah, for real, right? Just have stinky nutsack for a couple of days. You'll be all right.
Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you, you freak?
From under cheese, my favorite. But I think like a military style game. So like Arma 3 has a DLC that's called Contact, and it's about an alien invasion. So you take Arma 3 that is like super a military simulation, and you throw in aliens. Do that, but like you're having to suss out like vampires or werewolves or something. I think would be really cool.
Oh.
Okay.
For a moment, I thought you were about to just basically say, what if COD zombies existed? And I would be like, bad news, dude.
Oh, no. Something more in-depth than just zombies.
Yeah, I got you.
I was say, Willie, you got any that jump out to you?
I would like to just have like a JRPG type game that plays in a horror type setting the same way Castlevania does in like a platformer setting.
Fuck yes, I've been saying forever that I want like a gothic JRPG. And people will tell me to play Shadow Hearts, which I believe was PS2. So
what about
it's
Shin
been a while.
Megami Tensei? That tends to be kind
those
of
are
like
those are
horror
gothic-esque.
tropey. Yeah.
Yeah, those are more horrific in the fact that how fucking hard they are.
That's true.
But like I'm very excited if Penny Blood ever comes out, because that's supposed to be like think a JRPG with a Bloodborne aesthetic.
Okay.
Which would, I'm all for. And then the other question that we have from Adam is, what would you like to see as an unassuming setting or place for a horror game?
Gotta think about that one. Unassuming, so like the studio, basically.
Yeah. So like how that was like a Muppet studio.
Yeah, or like how there's like games that take place on like a slide or a little staircase in the forest or
I
something.
tell you what would be
Toy
really
store.
cool. Oh, fuck yeah, like Toy Soldiers.
Yeah,
No, Small Soldiers.
Okay, yeah.
Small Soldiers.
Yeah.
No, just like abandoned, even an abandoned grocery store, abandoned mall.
An abandoned mall would be cool.
Abandoned mall,
because
that would be cool.
Like Dead Rising did something like that, but it being flooded with zombies made it not scary.
Yeah.
Well, not only being flooded with zombies, but also being flooded with like jerk survivors that were like 20% of the population.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, I agree, dude. Like a first-person, dark, eerie. You have to explore the mall.
Yeah.
I've got a title presentation for you guys. Just Dead Mall.
Dead Mall, and make it one word. Dead Mall.
That's
Dead
pretty
mall, yeah.
much what most malls are nowadays.
That's fair.
Yeah, but have you ever been to like a dead mall where there's only like 3 stores that are still open? Because it is weird.
The one in the city where I work is one. There's a lot of dead
creepy.
malls in Connecticut. We're a small state. Nobody goes out anymore. We Amazon everything.
Dead Amazon. You have to be a drone over a world that doesn't actually have people in it, but you still have to do your
That's
deliveries.
called Wall-E.
I think I actually probably just invented Death Stranding, actually.
I would love
I can't play that game.
Like a place, like a game where you're fishing and maybe there's like some horror elements, like maybe like some eldritch things going on.
Dalton!
Hey, it's not out yet. It may never come out.
We did Dredge already.
But I was talking about Tales from Herring Lake. See? Something different.
I think we're sleepy.
No, but
Willie looks sleepy. And
I think
sick of your shit.
There was just a long sigh that I don't think even made it to the microphone.
In elementary school.
But I still heard it.
In elementary school, and all of your enemies are like some sort of demonic children.
That's my job.
Or like maybe like vampire children, or because I don't want to see zombies. Like that's just whatever. But
also,
Asmodeus stole my pogs.
Also, my job. You think these kids are awake in my class? Nope. They sleeping because they played Fortnite till 3 a.m. They're zombies.
You're just jealous you can't floss.
I almost pulled the Fortnite trigger.
Almost, but not quite.
I have downloaded it before and then never actually played it.
No, the tipping zone that actually got me
to play,
almost download Fortnite Power Ranger skins.
Yeah.
But then I found out that you couldn't use them in the Lego modes, and I was out. Because that's the only part of Fortnite I would play. That and the Guitar Hero part. That's it. That's all I would play.
Yeah, I wanted to play the Guitar Hero one too. But I didn't know if it was compatible with the controllers I have, and I'm not going to learn how.
It is.
Okay, cool.
It's compatible with any controller that'll plug into your PC.
Great, because I definitely have a USB compatible one that I use for Clone Hero.
Yeah, it'll work.
Or I used to use for Clone Hero.
It'll totally work.
But yeah.
So maybe now I will download Fortnite. Damn it.
Well, you don't have to right now.
No,
Willie.
I don't have to right now.
Yes.
Our next game is your pick, my good sir. Do you want to? I think we've already announced it, but you can regale us with what it is anyway.
Oh, absolutely. This was kind of a near miss when we kind of had a week where we've had a few weeks where this game almost came up, and the most close it ever got was when Nate was kind of down to 2 games with underwater horror themes and chose BioShock over Subnautica. At the time, I said, "You made the wrong choice," but I enjoyed BioShock quite a lot, and I think we'll enjoy Subnautica as well. It's a game all about thalassophobia, if you have that, and if not, apparently it's just a really fun game to explore.
Yeah, very No Man's Sky-ish, but in water.
Cool, yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to see if I can build an underwater tower.
Sky, let's go.
That made me laugh today when Nate called me out. Motherfucker does love building a tower. I was like, that I do, man. That I do. But yeah, Mikhailov, give us your plugs, man.
Team Retrogue on YouTube. Still trying to hit 5,000 subs. Getting closer and closer every day. I think there's maybe about like 130 left to go. So if you haven't, please go sub to me over there.
Throw him a sub at YouTube. Team Retrogue. Willie, is there anything that you would like to plug?
Reese's Cups. Eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up.
All right. And then that just leaves, if you would please do us a favor and go leave us a review on iTunes or Spotify. It really does help us out in the algorithm, helps people find the show. And the best way that you can spread us is word of mouth. So tell your friends about us. You want to join the Discord? That's where all the cool shit happens. That's where all the cool people hang out. And that's where our community is. bit.ly/TSMP Discord, all capital letters, just one word. All capital letters. That'll get you an invite in. You can come join in on the shenanigans, vote in the polls, all of that good jazz. You want to check out the website, bit.ly/The Steam Machine Podcast, capitalized phonetically. If you want to check out the Patreon and donate to the show, it really does mean the most to me, dude. Patreon.com/The Steam Machine Podcast. $1 or more a month gets you the episodes early and ad-free, and you get the extra banter in the beginning. That is just for the patrons. I always say ad-free. I forget that we can't run ads anymore because Spotify sucks, but that is what it is. If you donate $10 or more, you get all of that, plus your name read on each and every episode, like these wonderful people. Nate Sir Cogsworth, the 7th of June-iper, Jeff, the original Expendable, Mr. Syllables, old Jeffy Lube. Also, he is a duck. The RPG Wolverine, Logan Jareed, Ariesoradam. Shout out to his podcast, Spectre Approved. Team Retro, go check him out over on YouTube. Mr. Puzzles, Dane himself, and Flying Brian Doran Gray. You are all very, very much appreciated. You help me keep the lights on around here. Other than that, man, we will be back in a week to talk about Subnautica. So until then, everybody, take it easy.